is day 16, technically 16, of coding every day until I can get employed. And technically, I skipped day 15, but that's only because I didn't have enough time. And I did look at something. I looked at the algorithm that this problem fell under, the prefix sum array, and I had a recording of me like just watching it and trying to understand it, but I didn't really feel like uploading it. So today I just went ahead and I just solved that problem. So I'm gonna count this for 15 and 16. And yeah, after just the watching the video, this problem basically makes sense. This might not be the most optimal way, so I'm probably gonna end up watching another video just to see how to optimize it. Um, but yeah, let's get into the problem. So leet code 724, find the pivot index. Give it an array of integer nums. Calculate the pivot index of this array. The pivot index is the index where the sum of all the numbers strictly to the left of the index is equal to the sum of all the numbers strictly to the index is right. If the index is on the left edge of the array, then the left sum is 0 because there are no elements to the left. This also applies to the right edge of the array. Return the leftmost pivot index. If no such index exists, return -1. So basically, this problem is asking you to find what index has the same sum, prefix sum, and suffix sum. And so originally, when you like think about that, it kind of gives you the answer to this problem. So what you want to do is, or at least what I did, is I created two separate arrays, one of a prefix sum, which I learned from the video I watched, and I was like, okay, well, this one also needs one with a suffix sum. And so what I did is I filled in both of those arrays with each index's prefix and suffix, and then I compared it to see if they were the same, and if they were the same, then I knew that I found the pivot index. And so that's basically what this code does. So I create a prefix array and I initialize every element to 0. And then I didn't need to do this, but I remember seeing this in the code, so I just redid it without really thinking. But then I just set the first element to 0, and then I made a suffix array, and then I made sure to set the last element to 0, and then I set return element, variable equal to -1. And so this is where I fill in the prefix array, where I say I'm gonna start at that first index, and then the prefix, assuming, okay, we're gonna start the first index, I guess, well, technically second, starting at 1, is equal to prefix at I-1 plus nums at I-1. So if I'm imagining I'm making another array right under here, then I'm going to say that, okay, well, the prefix for this number, which is going to start at 0, 1, so this would be where this would start. I'm going to say, well, that's equal to prefix at I-1, so what we set to 0, plus nums at I-1, which we set to 1, and it just keeps doing that for each index, adding both the nums array and the prefix array at the previous index to get you the prefix for that index. And then this does it, but except it does it backwards to make suffixes. And then after that, I use this loop to compare. And I say that if prefix at s is equal to suffix at s, then I set my return value to s, and then I return the return value. And then if I didn't change my return value, so I set it to -1, then I return -1. And so yeah, I think off the bat, one thing I could definitely do to like help optimize it is to not always calculate the length of nums, since I use it so much. I should have just saved it in a variable, and maybe there's a way to do it without using all these for loops, but that's what I came up with.